What is up, everybody? On update slash patch day here on April 18th, I have for you today a Knull deck since the new token shop has been revamped and there are some really nice additions and features in the game in general right now for Marvel Snap. But today I'm going to highlight a Knull deck since I just picked him up today. He's a 6-drop, 0 power, ongoing. He has the combined power of all cards destroyed this game. So essentially you want to destroy a bunch of stuff, whether it's yours or your opponent's. He'll get massive power, and then essentially you can play him for a pretty much auto win on one location is the goal. There is some pretty obvious decks with Knull using Galactus. Destroying every other location is pretty massive. There are locations that make Knull really good. You can get kind of lucky, like with Lamentis. Destroying a whole deck makes Knull pretty absurd. But this deck is really actually a destroy-based deck. It's fully going in on the destroy game. Knull might not be like 100 power, but he'll still be a large sum of power on the final turn. So let's break through what we got going on. So for 1-drops, I'm rocking Deadpool. So we want to consistently kill Deadpool a couple times. And then we'll have doubling the power each time we do so. We got Yondu, who will destroy the opponent's top card from their deck, which is really solid. It also can, whatever it destroys, will give its power to Knull, which is huge. Then we're rocking pretty simple Bucky Barnes, Carnage, Wolverine, so some classics for the Destroy archetype right here. Obviously killing Bucky isn't a whole lot of extra power, but you'll eventually get Winter Soldier down for it, and then Carnage and Wolverine will continuously be able to provide some good power for Knull and also just good board presence in general. The real fancy stuff comes with Venom. So Venom is an on reveal, destroy the other cards at this location and add their power to this card. He is the main piece that really makes this deck work. So essentially he wants to pop everything else at the location. He becomes a massive power that utilizes all the power at that location into Venom, but it also utilizes all the power at that location into Knull, which is huge. So there's a few more tricks with that, and it mainly revolves around the Hulkbuster. So Hulkbuster is kind of an interesting card. He sees some play in the move deck, but I actually love him in variations of the destroy deck like this one. So on reveal, he will merge with a friendly card at this location. It's a random friendly card. So there's a few different synergies. First and foremost, you merge Hulkbuster with Deadpool, and you essentially get to then kill Deadpool, and he will go from a 1 power to a 5 power with the merge, and then you destroy it, and he'll be a 10 power. So that is obviously a really good synergy to flex on people. But another one is actually putting it on Wolverine. So when you put the Hulkbuster on Wolverine, he'll go up to a 6 power. And then when he gets destroyed, he will regenerate at a different location, going up to 8 power. But in particular, if he is destroyed by Venom, Venom will get all 6 of that power from Wolverine and Hulkbuster combined, and then you'll still get a 8 power Wolverine somewhere else. So it's a really good way to utilize all of the power twice, essentially. You're going to get a giant Wolverine still, and you're going to get all that power dumped in the Venom. That is a really, really fun combo to do, and also that can happen. You're destroying those cards. Since they're higher power, you'll be destroying cards, and Knull will get that extra power. Then we're using Wave and Deathlock, so pretty generic cards here for a destroy deck, especially when we're running Death, of course. So she will cost 1 less for each card destroyed this game. So as long as you've destroyed 2 cards and you can play Wave on turn 5, then Death will be a free card, essentially, or a 2-cost card, and whatever else you play will be a 4-cost card on turn 6. So you can play both cards. But a lot of times you'll have destroyed 4 things, in which case you can just play Death for free toward the end of the game whenever you Wave. But we are also rocking Taskmaster alongside Knull. So Taskmaster has an awesome ability to set his power equal to the last card you played. Obviously, if we do Wave on 4 and then Knull on 5, or if any other energy stuff ends up happening in the game, any of the locations that give us extra energy, and we can copy Knull with Taskmaster, that's really, really big. But even just the simple fact of doing Death and Taskmaster is a really great turn 6 after you play Wave. That's 12 power in 2 different units, so it's 24 total power, and you can separate it. Or even just, of course, Death and Knull on turn 6 is huge. But Taskmaster's main purpose is actually, besides copying Death, is to copy Venom. So we're really focused on Venom here. We can get a large Venom out. we would be very happy, and we can copy that power with Taskmaster. That is what we're going for, and that's what we're trying to do. So there are some flex cards. You could definitely put the Hood in this deck if you want, mainly because you're going to get the Demon out, and you can try to kill the Demon with Venom. That really, really is nice. And you could also do like a Killmonger in this type of deck as well. Since we're running Deadpool, we want to destroy him as much as possible. You could go a little bit more into that, and you could drop Hulkbuster, you could drop Wave, you could drop Taskmaster. There's some cards you could drop, but if you have this core, I'd try to tell you to play a couple games with this deck if you have all these cards. But if you're missing some, I always get comments, what can I replace this with? What can I replace that with? I'd go Hood and Killmonger probably is the first two cards I would try to throw in this deck. So hopefully you can try to start taking a stab at what you want to do if you don't have all these cards. But if you do have all these, give this exact core a run, and I think you'll have a lot of fun with the deck. So I'm going to jump in, as always, to some gameplay now. If you're sticking around for that, I appreciate it. If not, leave a subscription to the channel. We got plenty more content on the way for Marvel Snaps. All right, so let's get into some gameplay. Alright, so we got Bucky Barnes, Hulkbuster, Carnage, and Venom. Not a terrible starting hand here. Danger Room is on our left here, which is a location that we can try to utilize, but it does become a little bit wonky. I actually love to see the monster come out, because I'm going to be able to destroy that with Venom, which will give him plenty of extra power, which is great. Bucky Barnes, I will just drop on the left and see if we get a cheeky destroy. See, all right, he's doing Wolverine, so he's doing the same thing. He did get a cheeky destroy, so he gets Wolverine placed right back at Danger Room. Bucky Barnes decided to stick around for a while. Ongoing effects are doubled is interesting when we have Knull, so that'll be something. Let's go with Yondu in the middle, and then we'll go Carnage on the left. And we'll probably follow up with Venom next turn, but we'll see. He's got Daredevil, so he's going to know some stuff. We're dropping Wave out of his deck, which isn't bad. Carnage is going to crush Winter Soldier, and we're winning their left side there by a good bit. So we're going to go with Venom here and then Taskmaster after. So Venom will get a decent chunk of power. Should be a 12. Taskmaster could then copy that and be a 12 as well. Which isn't bad at all. Let's see what our opponent's doing. Shang-Chiing, alright, so that does hurt. So Taskmaster will not work now, which is a little bit rougher. Alright, so we're going to then go with, let's see. Let's go Wolverine and Hulkbuster. And let's put Hulkbuster just in the middle to make it look like we're attempting to kill the middle. If he locks down the left or right, we still have Knull for 30 power after that, so... Cool thing, Venom got to destroy all those cards before Shang-Chi went off, so he destroyed all those cards, and then Shang-Chi destroyed him, which caused a lot of power to be on Knull. Alright, so we got Wolverine. I can't play anything else at Danger Room, which isn't the worst case scenario, winning that already, and I'm going to win the right here with Knull, unless he does something crazy. But he has to commit something to the left side still. He still has to commit something to Danger Room to win that, and it also has a chance to go wrong. I mean, he has a chance to destroy his own card. So he's got Chavez, which, yeah, it does get destroyed, which is great, and that's the risk that you take when you play Danger Room like that. So obviously that was kind of a up-in-the-air game right there. I could have easily lost that if he didn't destroy something, but I was assuming he was playing one big thing, so 25% chance it just gets rocked right away is pretty good. So we'll take it. I mean, we'll take the win. Knull's obviously huge in that. A little bit of a risky game plan to not retreat there for me, but we'll take the win. All right, we got Wolverine, Bucky Barnes, and Venom on this turn, which is pretty good. We got Westview, though. Always could cause some chaos. Especially if it turns into, like, Wakanda for us. That's real bad. We don't want to see that. Cards cost one less, so this is going to get really interesting really quick. Alright, let's go with Bucky Barnes and Wolverine on the left. I'll play them at Westview anyway. I could have played him in the middle, but oh, I'm really glad I dodged Cosmo. I was going to say, it's a little risky, but it's not a high chance this turns into anything crazy. We got Nova Rama as well, so we have a lot of value in our hands right now, which is a bit wild. Oh, man. So we got Deadpool and Hulkbuster. I think we got to do that and then drop Carnage here. So we're going to have a 10 power Deadpool after this, which is huge. We can Venom that Deadpool, and then we could Taskmaster after. That could be a massive turn. Alright, so we got 5 power Deadpool out. We Carnage it. It goes up to a 10 power Deadpool, which is huge. And we can play it with Venom on the same turn, which is also huge. Well, that's whoever has the least power wins, which right now is me, so I will take that. Yeah, so we definitely just want to destroy Deadpool again. We got to be careful. We can't play Taskmaster in the middle because of Cosmo. So we're going to need to play essentially Deadpool in the middle because of that. But I can just play Deathlock there as well. So Deadpool's going to be a 20 power after this, which is huge. We're winning Bar with No Name, which is hilarious, but we'll take it. See what our opponent does, though. He's only played 2 cards so far, so we don't have a whole lot of knowledge of what he's running. Alright, he's got Red Skull in the middle, which isn't that huge, actually. I can go Deadpool here, and then I can just go Taskmaster on the right side. So it'll be 20 power in the mid, and then I'll be 20 power also on the right. That'll put me up to 35 on the right, and I'll be sitting pretty at 26 in the middle, and winning Bar with No Name with less power. He looks like he's just playing a Dead or Red Skull deck, so if he's running Shang-Chi, it could be a problem. He could really destroy the right side, but if he's not, I feel pretty good about it. So we got 36 power on the right. He's got Vision. Doesn't necessarily help all that much. And then we've got Yondu and Death. So I will, let's see, actually I'll bolster the middle here, and then I'll go Yondu on the right. So the only risk here that I'm thinking right now, and I'll break this down real quick. The only risk is that if he does drop a Shang-Chi here on the right side and kill both these characters, Yondu doesn't just beat Shang-Chi if he moves Vision as well. So I'm going to go Death there and Yondu in the middle instead. That doesn't make any sense because, yeah, never mind. I am dumb. Ignore that final 2 seconds of this video. Lucky you're treated. I forgot I revealed first. So since I reveal first, as my name's highlighted up here, I forgot that was happening. As I'm revealing first, Shang-Chi would have essentially just killed all of my units. I was thinking he revealed first, Shang-Chi would kill these two, but I was winning more locations. So that last piece of advice, terrible advice. Everything else seemed like it worked out pretty well. We got Deadpool up to some massive power. We got Taskmaster copying that. That all felt really good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you enjoyed the deck. If you did, leave a like, leave a subscription to the channel for more Marvel Snap content. Leave a comment of how you're playing with this deck and what changes you think you'd make. And I'd always love to talk to you guys in the comments below. So as always, keep on snapping.